Hey guys, I'm Logan from Season 3, Episode 14 of Castle. Here we go. Oh. No.
You got this cell phone though?
No, books. My publisher for backcover quotes.
You got the cell phone bill?
What about the cell phone bill?
Chet's a state lawyer. They probably resolved the probate.
You okay?
This memory of him caught me by surprise.
Do you think he left you anything in his will?
Well, he certainly didn't need to, but it...
What?
Tell me what's wrong.
What?
$1 million? Your mom must be in shock. Any idea what she's gonna do with it?
I'm lucky you get a place of her own.
Victim's name is Jay Hickson. He won a cool $117 million in the Florida lottery last year.
And then he went on a serious shopping spree. Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Experience.
Writing a bestseller in college is a lot like winning the lottery. Spent every penny of it in 6 months. Good thing I'm not a one-hit wonder.
Single gunshot to the chest from the stippling and bruising. I'd say there was a struggle. The gun went off. Vaporized his heart. Somewhere between 11
Vaporized his heart.
It's a big gun. It's too big for that entry wound. This isn't the murder weapon.
Told you she's smart first off. Our victim was shot with a 9mm automatic. The bullet went straight through him. We pulled the slug out of the poker table.
Damn.
So maybe our killer forces Hickston.
Someone got mad at the poker game?
357
I'm gonna kill you!
Inside, Hickston pulls it out. They struggle, and he gets shot.
It's a winning ticket. Hard to believe a little slip of paper's worth over $100 million.
What would you do if you won that kind of money? Easy.
Hide.
I have one. Not as weird as you would think. Yeah, but they're hella fast. As fast as every other car in rush hour traffic.
Mr. Hickson came from an impoverished background. He found having hard currency around reassuring.
How many people knew that was there?
Dozens, no doubt. He had a habit of...
You know what?
Inside.
If I was rich, I would just hire someone like that to be right next to me, just because I feel like that would be hilarious.
At home.
Oh, yes.
Inviting someone back to your house to kill.
Did he keep that gun in the safe?
That's the old thing, miss. I know every item in this apartment.
I know every item in this apartment.
Oh, but I do know he kept a dye pack in the bag that was stolen.
And how was it triggered?
It was on a 3-minute timer that began when the bag left the apartment. I believe he had made plans with his wife.
He was married?
Oh, yes, with a teenage daughter. They'd been separated for some months before I began to work for him. Apparently, the money caused some kind of a rift.
We were so happy then. Trips to Paris and trips to
117 million.
cars with heated seats and
Why were the two of you separated?
that money, it was just like poison. Jay couldn't stop spending it.
Did he win it with the numbers 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42?
It's okay, Mom. Nicole got hooked on drugs. And
Oh.
it was the wake-up call we needed, really. Jay and I went from not talking to getting Nicole clean.
Point to one unequivocal killer. The butler did it. Oh, come on. How many cases have we actually had where there's a butler as a potential suspect? It would be a crime if he didn't.
And
There's
then
no
he shows
way.
up the next morning and calls the cops?
Pretty clever, right? Speaking of clever, I noticed at the crime scene, you never mentioned what you would do if you won the lottery.
No, I didn't.
Is that because it's embarrassing? Oh, scandalous.
I actually haven't really thought about it, Castle.
So not embarrassing or scandalous.
It's pretty simple what I would, or what anyone should do. You shouldn't buy things.
Bad news travels fast.
The man was generous to a fault. First started coming,
At least a lot of
he found
things.
out
You shouldn't
$100
just go
bills
spin.
like they were nothing. Got so bad I had to ask him to stop.
Why?
Well, we were attracting a bad element. Still, I'd see Mr. Hickson sneak money to a pregnant woman or a homeless kid. It was a compulsion for him, like he had to give it away because he didn't deserve it somehow.
Winner's guilt. It's actually quite common with lottery recipients.
Did anything suspicious happen with Mr. Hickston when he was here last night?
That doesn't make
Not
sense.
to mention
But I guess.
it. Yeah, a man was hanging around a good part of the afternoon.
Someone you didn't know?
Well, I'd never seen him before, but he went right up to Mr. Hickson when he arrived at 6 like he knew him, you know? A few minutes later, he left and never came back.
I'd literally only
Did you
build my
think this
house.
was a sketch artist?
So
And
our
that's
mystery
it.
man goes to the soup kitchen, waits for Hickson,
And a studio.
and then takes
And maybe a
him
bar, but that's it.
Where? He wasn't killed for another 6 hours.
Found our lottery winner's money bag.
Where'd you find it?
Alley behind Hickson's building. It was empty, but as you can see, the dye pack of the bag went off. And it must have gotten on our killer's hands because we got prints belonging to one Todd Shipley, a maintenance worker in Hickson's building. He got off right around the time that Hickson was killed.
Yeah, if he's a maintenance worker, he could have picked up the bag after the dye pack went off.
I don't think so.
You freaking...
Either that guy really likes Avatar.
Or he's our killer.
That bag was on a 3-minute timer. Are you telling us that you accidentally picked it up at exactly the wrong time?
And I'm telling the truth. I just got off work, stopped to get a soda, when I saw someone running out of the alley.
Is someone that ran away what they look like?
I don't know, it was dark.
So's your future, Todd, if you don't start telling us the truth.
Man, I am.
What a
Yo,
line.
Ask Mr. Lee at the Korean grocery. He's the one that sold me the soda. All right, tell me this. Did you see Hickson in the building at all during his shift? Yeah, I was in the lobby when he came home around 11. He was sweating like he'd been walking. And since he left early in his Escalade, I asked him where his car
Walking?
was. He said someone had taken it from him.
So, Mr. Lee confirms Shipley's
Stolen
alibi,
car.
and Hickson's car is definitely missing.
Well, it can't be a coincidence that on the same day Hickson's car was taken, he was killed.
Yeah, but why would Hickson go home? Why wouldn't he call the police to report the theft?
Okay. Tracking company.
Unless it was someone he knew took the car.
Looks like it's heading west on Canal Street.
That's the Holland Tunnel.
Our killer's making a run for it.
Huh. I'm trying to figure this out before it happens. It's really hard with this show.
Named Sean York. Jersey police caught him driving Hickson's car down the turnpike. No sign of the stolen money.
No disrespect to our Jersey brother, but let's check that car again. Make sure that that money's not hidden behind a door panel or inside the wheel well.
You got it.
Hey, Ryan, what would you do if you won the lottery?
Winery.
See? Everyone thinks about it.
Everyone thinks about
Everybody
it.
thinks about what?
What they would do if they won the lottery.
A big ass boat, 60-footer, monster spinnaker hanging off the bow, 2 deep-sea rods hanging off the stern.
Sweet.
Okay, while you guys are fantasizing about the size of your rods, I'm gonna go and interrogate our suspect.
Can I get a...
Get your foot off the freaking...
I'm not your flight attendant. You're a bit of a rambler, Sean. Assault in El Paso, criminal trespass in Memphis, and now first-degree murder in New York City.
One time out.
No, this doesn't make sense.
Serial killer?
Jay Hickston?
No. He was alive when I saw him.
That was at the soup kitchen where you jacked his car, but then you got greedy and you followed him to his apartment. He ends up dead, you end up 100 grand richer.
I didn't kill the guy, and I sure as hell didn't steal his car.
Well, then how did you end up driving his car?
He gave it to me.
He gave you a $70,000 car. Why would he do that?
I heard on the street Hickston believed in second chances, so I tracked him down. Told him I was down on my luck. And Hickston said that he didn't have his checkbook, but that I want his car. I thought he was yanking my chain. Who does that? But,
He
you know, he signed over the title and handed me the keys.
What?
He just signed over the title just like that?
Yes, ma'am. Said he wasn't gonna need it anymore.
Where were
Why?
you last night at midnight?
Why wouldn't he need it
I
anymore?
went to the late movie near my apartment. They're having a Tony Jaa marathon.
Hickston's signature on the car title is authentic. Who gives away their car?
Someone who can afford to buy 1,000 new ones.
So at 6 o'clock, Hickston gives York his car, and then at 8 o'clock he calls his wife and cancels dinner. Told her that there's something they need to talk about, something that they both need to deal with together. And he gets home at 11 o'clock, and about an hour later he's killed. So what was he doing in the meantime, and with whom?
You know, the guy
He
who-
has something. He has some kind of
He
baggage.
took his credit card last night might give us a clue as to where he was.
Well, if he spent any money the night he was killed, it was cash. There are no charges on any of his 32 credit cards.
32 credit cards?
Yeah, one for every NFL team. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. He also bought a racehorse, minority stake in a lingerie football team, and a Bentley, which is currently at the bottom of the Hudson River, because he drove it off of a boat.
Does that even exist
Well,
anymore?
sounds like that money really
Does
turned
the
you into
LFL
a
exist?
different person for a little while.
Yeah, money doesn't change who you are, it just magnifies your personality.
Well, it wasn't all bad. He also bought a house for the clerk that sold him the winning ticket, a mausoleum.
Oh no,
where
it
they
doesn't
made
exist anymore.
And 3 acres on the moon.
I was like, I haven't heard about that thing in like years.
He's done a critter for me.
Does that surprise me that you have property on the moon?
So, no money, as expected, but I did find this.
A camera?
Lodged under the front seat. Clearly it belongs to Hickson.
These are
Who's
stamps,
that?
Yeah, a dozen of them. Date stamped last week. Hickson was following this guy.
All right, contact the family and butler, see if anyone recognizes him. Meanwhile, we've got a hole in our timeline that needs to be plugged. So we know that Hickson called his wife at 8 p.m. and we know that he wasn't at the soup kitchen. Let's ping the carrier, see if they know where he was.
Maybe it's some
Would you quit your job?
Like,
If you won the lottery.
ex-best friend
Well, what else would I do?
Supermodel.
who he like bought the ticket with him and was mad or
Oh, you
something.
got me there, Castle. I've always wanted to leave the force and become an American gladiator. Hickson's phone carrier. Hey, Esposito! That phone call to Hickson's wife came from the 500 block of Lexington. I don't think we can get a more exact address. We're going to have to canvass.
No, maybe not. I just saw Lexington Avenue in his financials.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, right here.
Convenient.
He wrote 2 checks last month, $10,000 each, to a company called Meach Industries.
Meach? Logan Meach?
Yeah, he's listed here as the owner.
You know?
Yeah, I must have arrested the guy like half a dozen times. He's a low-rent scam artist with a history of violence. Last time I busted him, he was trying to grill cheese a guy in a dry cleaning press.
Why would Hickson be writing checks for a character like that?
Shady shit.
Well, Hickson's dead. He was one of my investors.
Really?
Investing in what exactly?
What is it was investing in?
My relief organization.
Why is it I'm thinking the only relief Mr. Exton's money provided was to your own bank account?
Did
Honestly.
Hickson get onto your spamming him? Did he threaten to go to the cops? Is that why you killed him?
I told you I didn't kill him. I hadn't seen him in weeks.
That's funny because I talked to your landlord and he said that he remembers clearly seeing Hickson at your place last night. So either you start telling us the truth and playing ball, or I call the DA and get them to drop murder charges.
Okay, wait. Hang on for that now. Maybe I misspoke. Hickston did actually pay me a visit last night.
Why?
He wanted a gun.
Alright.
Protection when he was scared. He paid me $1,000 for a .357 that I was holding for a friend.
Well, what was he scared of?
His past.
Okay, it's gotta
He
be
said it was coming back to get him.
coming back to get him after he won the 117 million, or before he won
Why don't you
117
go to the
million?
police or hire a bodyguard?
Maybe he didn't think they could protect him. CSU finished processing Hickson's apartment, came across 2 sets of fingerprints that were in the system. A couple of career criminals from Hickson's hometown of Florida.
Oh.
Greg and Ty Page, previous bust for bank robbery and currently serving a nickel for grand larceny.
Yeah, well, that info's a little bit behind. They were released last week due to overcrowding. Yeah, get to the part about who they robbed.
Overcrowding.
After he collected his jackpot. According to Florida police, the brothers were in town for all of 2 days before they packed up their car and headed up north. Told a neighbor that they were going hunting.
Looks like they bagged themselves a lottery winner.
I knew it was X something.
Dent in your surprise inheritance? Is it safe to say there is not an animal print left in any store in New York City?
Which car is ours?
The maroon one over there. Florida plates. It's registered to a Greg Page.
Does it have a ticket on it?
On their plate number, which got triggered when a traffic cop ticketed them about an hour ago.
Any idea where they are?
None.
The fiance really has done some damage to you, bro.
Like Laney hasn't changed you.
Laney, come on, dude. We all know about the 2 of you. Wait. Castle and Beckett know too?
That money doesn't change us, it just magnifies who we are. What did your windfall magnify in you?
My inner child, at first. Kind of like Hickson. The one who likes, private jets, 5-star everything. But then I realized the only luxury I truly care about is freedom. And freedom to write. Spend time with Alexis. Having that money just allows me to live life on my terms.
You grew up.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
I just bought that last month.
Don't hit the alarm, don't beg for your mama. Fill up that bag, won't be no drama. Move that ass. Get on the floor, get on the floor. Move.
What the hell, yo? That was slamming.
3 armed cops and a writer makes 4. You're under arrest, so get on the floor.
Got about 60 grand here.
Where's the other 40 you took from Hickston's safe when you killed him? You spend it on your rap career?
Nah, you got it all wrong, Shorty. We didn't kill the man. We came up here to help him.
Get out the joint for good behavior. Dude called us up, said he needed a savior.
Stop rapping. I'll buy the album.
Savior? Yeah. His daughter got back into drugs. He needed to make things right, so he called us.
We knew
The two of
that.
you robbed Hickston at gunpoint in Florida. Why would he call you?
When Hickson realized what kind of trouble Nicole was in, he knew we were the only people he could turn to.
So this is now turning back onto his daughter.
Problem wasn't the drugs. It was a dealer. A cat named Oz. Nicole was under his spell something fierce. When Hickson found out about it, he went to go see Oz. Told the man, stay away from my daughter. When Oz did it, he called us. And we told the man, let's stay away from Nicole, or we're going to put your ass in the river. He told us we should do it, because if we let him live, he was going to burn us alive. If you want to know who killed Hickston,
It's gotta be that guy.
Oz.
It's gotta be that guy. At least he's worth, like, definitely detaining for 48 hours or more.
The hell was that?
Brian, watch them.
See where we are.
Looks like Oz wasn't kidding when he said he'd burn him alive.
Oh my god!
Oz pretty much operates off-grid. The only time he's on is when he's dealing out of word-of-mouth nightclubs. And even there, he's got a network of bouncers, waiters, and patrons as lookouts. Oz catches one whiff of bacon, and he vanishes into thin air.
There's gotta be some way to slip under the radar. What?
I think we're gonna need your Ferrari.
Mother?
Oh my, look at you. Oh, you look gorgeous.
I'm just gonna grab my keys and change.
You two going out on a date?
Oh, no. We're just doing a little undercover work. So, how are you doing?
Undercover
I've
again!
been better.
Castle
Did the last time count? I don't know if that counted.
Yeah, well, I tried. Chet's kids refused to take
Kind of wasn't really undercover. It was like
My
a...
father loved me, wanted me to have the money. So I'm, trying to figure out what to do with it.
I'm driving.
What?
You're driving. Beckett, this is a Ferrari. It is a high-performance vehicle.
It's not just a Ferrari.
Respond instantaneously to every wind, every movement, every...
Oh my god.
Wow. Nice car. Get us some drinks and keep your eyes peeled for us, okay?
He's like, we gotta do this undercover thing more often.
Drink. Got it.
Found him. That's a drug dealer? I like how drug dealers either look like, Jesse Pinkman or Donald Trump. Like, it's like... it's either that or that. There's no in between. Like, they're either wearing a suit or they're wearing a beanie. It's hilarious to me.
I've seen you around here before.
Oh, that's because I just came into town.
Yeah, I'm coming. That's your boyfriend?
For now.
I like you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, prove it.
Jesus.
What are you looking to get into?
I
fit that bill. What it's gonna cost you.
It's okay. Good things always do.
Oh my god.
No! Handcuffs!
Sure took a big step down in the wardrobe department.
Let's take an even bigger step down into a prison jumpsuit.
God, that was
He's
really
extra
impressive,
possession with
honestly.
Intent to sell. That's 20 years federal time.
Here's the thing, Marvin. We showed your picture around Hickston's place. Oddly enough, people saw you there right about the time he was killed.
Beach members gave you a serious beating. You vowed revenge, and then Hickston shows up dead with witnesses claiming to see you at the crime scene. It doesn't look good for you, Marvin, and lying to us will only make it worse.
Bad, Marvin, bad.
Maybe I had hard feelings about my medical condition, and maybe I paid Hickson a visit to discuss them. But I abandoned ship before I got to his door.
You were hot to straighten Hickston out, and you changed your mind. You really
Please, we
trust
can't
us
keep
to
striking
do
out.
that.
There's no way. What is this, the fourth suspect?
When the
Oh my
door's
God.
open, there's a guy standing right there. He got a good look at me. If I would have gone through with my visit, he would have pointed me out a lineup easy. So I walked away.
You get a good look at this guy?
Yeah. Rode back down the first floor with him. Maybe 50. Proper looking. Wearing old school tuxedo.
The butler? No fucking way.
Easily, the butler. Loyal, devoted, seemingly distraught over the death of his master. Yet, all the while lurking behind that mask of servile correctness.
I can't believe he did this.
Or Oz is just trying to kick up some dust. I mean, what's the butler's motive?
Well, in fiction, you'll learn two things. Firstly, he was carrying on a torrid affair with his master's wife.
You.
Second, had to be the money.
I think Castle might be onto something. I dug a little deeper into Reginald Easley. His last few employers all said the same thing. Easley resigned after some of their valuables were missing.
I realize I've been thinking about this all wrong.
What?
Frivolous person, so you wouldn't do frivolous things with your lottery winnings.
Cass, long after you said that you had left.
Early on, he bought 25 first edition Dickens. Charles Dickens. The man didn't even read. He just liked the look of the leather on their spines.
Mr. Easley.
I stole two of them. To me, it was like levying a tax on him for being an idiot. But then I had a change of heart. I brought him back here that night, rounded him in cloth, thinking he was out with his wife. But for some reason he was here. I heard the shower run.
Your excuse for coming back here the night that he was killed was that you had a change of heart?
Yes. I'd like to say it was because his turn to philanthropy made me see him in a different light. As a good man, one shouldn't steal from.
Oh my God.
But the truth is, I was scared his bad luck would become mine.
He won over $100 million in the lottery. One could hardly consider that bad luck.
His marriage failed, his daughter fell into drugs, and he was just gunned down in his own apartment. That, sir, is the universe. What did you call it? It's correcting karmic injustice.
What do you mean?
The winning lottery ticket.
We are striking out so much, man. I don't know who did it.
He always played the same numbers. The dates he and his wife met and were married. 1-3-95 and 10-24-98.
None of those numbers on the ticket.
All the misery that came from the money, Hickson believed it was because he stole the ticket. You think Hickson was murdered because he stole the ticket?
No.
Yes. Come on. I mean...
Oh my God.
You had every reason to make up that story.
I would lose my shit if someone stole my lottery ticket that won.
That explains so much about Hickston's behavior. The director of the soup kitchen said that Hickston compulsively gave away his money like he felt he didn't deserve it. I called it winner's guilt. But what if it was another guy?
What if it was actual
Okay, fine,
guilt
let's say that
of
you're right.
stealing
Let's say
it?
that Hickson stole the ticket. There's still no evidence suggesting that that contributed to his death.
You're the first person to tell me that there are no coincidences in a murder investigation.
Why didn't someone say?
You said Hickston told Meach his past was coming back to get him. And we thought he meant the Page brothers. But this ticket represents the biggest thing that ever happened to him. I call that a major motive for murder.
How do we prove it?
The numbers.
The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
4, 8, 19, 41, and 79. I know it's a long shot. If we can figure out what these numbers signify, we might be able to find the ticket's real owner.
I'll play my kids' birthdays.
I'll play my firsts,
sex, and combat.
I played his first two. What? That way we both win and it's not awkward.
Well, it doesn't really matter, Castle. I mean, the fact is, Hickston won the lottery a year ago. If he stole that ticket, why didn't the rightful owner come forward sooner?
Maybe the rightful owner is dead.
Maybe Hickston killed him. The moon. The weird purchases Hickston made as soon as he won. He bought 3 acres on the moon and a mausoleum for his neighbor.
I got everything we can on this neighbor.
I'm on it.
If you're right, Castle, I'm betting Hickston's neighbor never imagined
2, 4, 8,
that the history of his
19.
life would also be his last.
Booyah! Neighbor's name was Hank Walters. He died the day the winning numbers were announced.
Walter's birthday. 2841. 3 of the numbers in the lottery ticket.
2 days later, Hickston came forward to claim his $117 million check.
Walters is bedridden. Hickston, like any good neighbor, asks the old man if there's anything he can do for him. Walter says yes, buy me a lottery ticket. Maybe it was a one-time thing, maybe he did it all the time. This time, numbers are announced when Walter's won.
Walter won, he
Hickston rushes
dies.
back to tell him, and finds Walter's dead.
And doesn't know what to do. That's why it took him an extra day to come forward. He was struggling with the moral implications.
Yeah, but desperate times call for desperate measures to claim the ticket as his own. Clearly, no one else knew about it.
What about family?
Yeah, does he have family?
Well, according to county records, the only living relative of Hank Walters is a nephew named Tom. And guess where he lives?
New York City.
There we go.
I'm sorry. Are you telling me that I might inherit $100 million?
Come on, Tom, you already figured that out. You confronted Hickston. You told him you wanted restitution. He said no, things got ugly, and Hickston...
How would he have known
You
that
grabbed
the
one
lottery
from the
ticket
seat
was
and
his
took off.
dad?
What?
Knock it off,
Or-
Tom. You're the old man's only living relative. You're the only one with motive for revenge.
No, I'm not his only relative. He's got a son.
No, he doesn't. We checked.
Well, sure, he's not biological. Hank dated his mom for like 5 years while the kid was growing up. The two bonded like crazy. Kept in touch even after the romance broke up. They even spent every holiday together for the last 10 years.
This son, is his birthday 4/1979?
Yeah. How'd you know?
Because those are the 3 remaining numbers on the winning lottery ticket.
You lied to us about who you are, Sean.
Oh!
These are your dad's numbers. Your dad's
I don't know what you're talking about.
I never would have known that. Oh my god.
When you were still in prison in Memphis?
What the shit?
Went to go and visit your dad, found out he was dead.
He said that I was a dirtbag criminal. And all I was gonna do if he gave it to me was put it up my nose. Instead, he was gonna give it all away to those in need. I told him I was in need. Then he grabbed for my gun and went off.
So what's going to happen with all that money?
That guy seems a little...
Lawyers to decide. The good thing is that Nicole is going back into rehab and her mom's going to be there for her when she gets out. Wait, you giving up? No more questions about my innermost jackpot dreams?
You said you didn't have any.
Good night, Castle.
Good night.
It's like... Fine.
Good evening, ladies.
Well, it's customary. When you're opening the school, you use a great teacher's name, like Strasberg, Meisner, Adler, and now Rogers. Oh, I am, however, going to commission a portrait to be done of Chet that will hang in the lobby, so his legacy will last forever.
Nice. Legacy.
What?
What?
I know what Becca would do.
Get on the floor. Castle.
I know what you would do if you won the lottery.
By all means. So, what is your big insight into a financial decision that I will never have to make?
You would use the money to honor your mother's legacy. On the way over here, I called the dean of your mom's old law school. We talked about starting a scholarship in Joanna Beckett's name. One that would provide a full ride for a student planning on dedicating a career to those in the legal system without a voice. The kind of people your mom would champion. And, with your blessing, I would like to host a fundraiser to fund it.
You just can't stay out of my personal life, can you? Thank you.
That's awesome.
You definitely have to invite the mayor and all his co-fingers to do something before us to get this going out the road.
That's so awesome. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great episode. We are, what, about 10-ish episodes, maybe 11? Around there. Left in season 3. Like video, comment down below, subscribe if you have not already. See y'all next time.